Hello, everybody. I'm TychoCelchuuu, the Company Heroes 2 shoutcaster and occasional gigolo, and I'm here to cast a game for you between Time to Show Some Cock and J for Jet. J for Jet being one of those new, good, up-and-coming players, and Time to Show Some Cock, unknown. But I like the Spock and I like the Moxie. I like the Spunk and I like the Moxie. Spunk, I guess, has a double meaning in this case because we're very cock-centric. Cast. So out first with the Kubu-Wagen, not a bad choice on a big ol' map like this nice green map with this yellow house, this very yellow house. I feel like people don't paint houses that color anymore. These people very passive-aggressive paint their house bright yellow next to their normal colored neighbor's house, so you can tell they're trying to piss somebody off. And if you recall from 3 or 4 shoutcasts ago, this is the church that definitely proved the existence of Jesus. So go watch that earlier cast if you want to find out what's up with that. This match is being simultaneously shoutcast live on Twitch, so hello to everybody in Twitch chat. Somebody's saying, surprised that I'm an occasional gigolo. The Pancake5516 saying, this map again, so amazing. Yes, this map is very amazing. This map amazing because of the amount of fighting that happens around these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buildings. You thought I was going to say 5 because it looks like they're 5, but again, this is technically 2 buildings. For zoning purposes, I guess it's 3 buildings, but that shack doesn't count. I've never seen that shack utilized for anything in this video game. If you ever give me video evidence of that shack being utilized for anything other than random fuckery, I will PayPal you immediately money of a denomination to be chosen by me at a later date, in an amount to be chosen by me at a later date. And I'll probably Venmo it to you, not PayPal it to you. But I guess they're the same because I think they're owned by the same people. Do you know how Venmo makes money? I heard Venmo makes money by taking the money that people have paid to each other in Venmo, but they haven't taken out of the app yet, and using it to, you know, invest or whatever, the bullshit like that. So these Sturm Pioneers, really aiming high. I love Sturm Pioneers with their pie-in-the-sky ideals, just hopping in that church and being like, we're going to stay here for the rest of the world's age, and we're going to win. We're just going to win the game in this church. And the answer turns out to be no, because the Soviet player did something that I don't know how many Soviet players do it. I certainly do it, which is as soon as you see a Sturm Pioneer in any sort of potentially vulnerable position, you just fucking go all in. Take all your conscripts and your engineers if you can. In this case, you can't because the engineers are over here. But you take all your conscripts and you just fucking boom those Sturm Pioneers. And that's exactly what the Russian player did, and it worked out very well. Despite having the excellent cover of that church, the Sturm Pioneers were getting game banged by three-way Time to Show Some Cock conscripts, and they got pushed off. So it turns out to be sort of to not much avail. The Russian player wasn't able to quickly transition from that into capping, and so as a result has gotten a little outcapped, but they are getting the cutoff off on the left, so that means the German player is not going to be having the income from the fuel, and it's okay because also they've capped this fuel with their engineers on the right. So both players are going to have fuel capped but cut off, so they've got more or less parity, and importantly the Sturm Pioneers were pushed off and hurt in the beginning of the match. So that's not as big of a deal as it used to be in this game, because again, they did lower the reinforced time and cost for the Sturm Pioneers, but it's a pain in the ass to have them pushed off like that in the beginning of the game. So kudos to Time to Show Some Cock for closing in on J for Jet like that. And J for Jet, I don't know, did he regret getting in that church with the Sturm Pioneers and then getting pushed out like that? That was sort of a planting your flag in the church sort of thing. If you can hold that church, that's a big deal. And J for Jet is, of course, trying that again, this time with more forces. A couple of Folks Raider squads backing it up. But the thing is, if you don't get dislodged by sort of 3 simultaneously conscript squads banging you from 3 directions, chances are you'll hold the church, because Sturm Pioneers, again, are a very powerful unit. They'll be able to stick around in the church and hold it, and if you hold the church, you get a big advantage. So you can sort of understand why J for Jet took that risk and didn't end up losing too much for it. You do suck those 3 conscript squads into the fight, and since the Russian player did a fairly bad job of transitioning out of that again to capping the map, the German player is left with some pretty good map control. What does Twitch chat have to say about all of this stuff that I've been saying? Shibboleth says, actually, I think Venmo makes money on its stupid emoji social feed. Okay, I was lied to by my friends. Shibboleth says, we're not using the other cash apps anymore. I didn't know those existed. CoH2 says, but if they're penning 3 squads, wouldn't that make it easier to cap the rest of the map with folks and Kubels? Yeah, so, I mean, that's why you sort of have to transition, if you're the Russians, out of that very quickly into map control. You sort of split as soon as you can once you've pushed off the Storm Pioneers. Ideally, what you want to do is not just push the Storm Pioneers out, but like really fuck them up. So you had the conscripts here, the conscripts here, and the conscripts here, but what you actually want out of this is the conscripts here, the conscripts here, and the conscripts here, because that way when they start retreating, you can chase them with the 2 conscript squads, inflict some real good damage, keep them off the map for a long time, and get some good manpower in there. So Russian player wasn't able to do that, and also wasn't able to sort of delta split from this sort of area and start capping the whole map, and so things are looking pretty blue. If you look at the mini-map, that must have been a incendiary grenade. Jesus, that's a lot of fire, I feel like, for an incendiary grenade. You don't normally say that. That incendiary grenade must have been roaring and ready to go since day 1 or something. Good lord. Rest in peace, Tycho. We're being slaughtered, says these people who have only lost a guy, so I feel like that's kind of overkill. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, I don't want to watch this. The squad gets out, but not much else. Painful, my friends. We do have a 120mm mortar called in, so we've got the guard motor coordination tactics. If this were the New Yorker, coordination would be spelled with 2 little dots over the second O, but it's not the New Yorker, it's the rest of the world where everybody spells coordination the normal way. But anyways, what that gets you is this sick-ass mortar, which I think was nerfed in the patch. I'm saying this tentatively because I don't know it for sure. I think that's probably, you can pick up on the implicature in my voice. But anyways, this used to be a beast, and now we'll get to see how it works. I think it's still potentially impressive. It certainly looks impressive. Like, look at that thing. Big old fucking thing with some big old fucking wheels. We'll see what kind of damage it does. So we do have the Soviet player has now established enough map control to be connected to the fuel. So if we look at the fuel income, it's 32 for the Germans versus 20 for the... Why is it 32 for the Germans? Is it really just having all those command points? I guess the 1, 2, 3, 4 extra command points over what you would normally have is really bumping that up. But yeah, so I guess that's fine. Fuel income for the German player, not so bad for the Soviet player. Could be better. How's this mortar doing? And we have guards called in. Interesting. So we're worried about this Panzer II, which I've neglected to mention, but hopefully you've been getting your fill of it. Oh yeah, direct hit. Hopefully you've been getting your fill of it. Now that the Panzer II is out, is of course when the Soviets need the AT ready to go, and since they've sunk so much manpower into this mortar, 340 is really not cheap, so that really limits your options. The Soviet player hasn't teched to anything, so we don't have tier 2, so we don't have AT guns. We do have AT grenades upgrade on the conscripts, so those plus the Guards Rifle Squad PTRS rifles are enough to deal with the Panzer II, but the point is that you do need something to deal with the Panzer II, and I would like to see these guards not in the red cover. They need as much health as possible to be able to deal with this Panzer II, which is, oh, frickin' havoc on the mortar. Oh, I hate to see that. Gotta pull a retreat. We do have, so this is the nice thing. The Panzer II is so close that it could have been a real deep shit had those guards opened up, but they were unfortunately first in a fairly useless fight against these Volksraiders earlier in the middle of the road, where they took a bit of damage and most importantly revealed their position, revealed their existence even, because the Guards Rifle had just been called in. I am of the opinion that if you're dealing with a Panzer II like this, and especially if you intimate that it's going to get close to your base and you're going to be able to snare it with some AT grenades, you want to save the reveal of your AT until that happens and maybe get a kill. Instead, the German player was well aware of those AT infantry, made a calculated risk to go in and try and take out the mortar, got some pretty good kills, and then sort of immediately pulled the Panzer II out when it looked like it was getting snared by those AT grenades. And so and also the most important thing, was able to position this MG34 in the house and suppress. Oof, he had just lost a squad. Let's spacebar over to that thing. Did the Russian player lose a squad here? What is going on? Most importantly, was able to get that MG34 up in the church and then suppress the guards rifle as they were trying to move over to the left to get the Panzer II, and that just didn't happen. And that now is a disaster. It's a disaster, as I think Toby Wan, the Dota caster, would say. We're almost into just base rush territory. It's definitely not going to happen because these guys are here, so I don't know what the German player is trying to get. Just trying to... What does this cost to reinforce? 15. It's not even expensive to reinforce. I don't know why the German player is so fucking excited to pick some models off of this mortar. It's not a big deal. You can always merge some conscripts into it if you need it to be back up to full strength immediately for some reason, but you don't. So whatever, kind of strange. But yeah, the Soviet player is now in some deep doo-doo, doing some really good capping all around the map. You know, so we got a squad here, a squad here, a squad here. These squads moving out here. I don't know if I'd get into a fight with Sturm Pioneers with their guards infantry. Just let your mortar do his job. Instead, it's shelling this to get them out of the house. And it did get them out of the house long ago. Now the shells are falling over here. Good. Good. If you can get a shell on these people while they're repairing, that is doomsday. Oh boy, you don't want to see that. He lost his NGs, says Coco. Good. Good call. There are no engineers on the Soviets, so the Soviets lost their engineers somehow. Man, nice mortar hit even when they weren't repairing. So somehow, I don't want to say somehow, I meant to say suddenly, the Soviets are back in this. See, it's not all doom and gloom. The mortar pushes off the machine gun, suddenly your infantry have free reign. The German player immediately cancels the infantry that was being built. I think that was a folk squad, and just maybe a Sturm Pioneer squad queued up after that. There's a lot of manpower, maybe enough to do that. I wasn't paying super close attention, but immediately cancels the infantry that was queued up, and so now the German is rethinking the teching choices. I guess having just watched the fucking map just swap from blue to red in a few seconds. The German player is trying to rethink the strategy. So you would think, look, if the map has just swapped like that, of course you need more infantry. Of course you want some infantry to get out there and cap. But the German player, holy guacamole. Okay, well, they instantly canceled it. I don't want to make a lot of hay about it because the German player was building a half-track with infrared searchlight, which is batshit insane. Nobody builds those. So what's the teching choice going to be, guys? Quick, and if you're in Twitch chat, predict what is the German going to tech to? Because he's certainly floating 140 and 800. Look at the the fueling come down to 10. Cut off from the fuel over here. The fuel is being capped even. Wow, good job from the Soviet player. I gotta say, just excellent mortar usage and infantry usage. And I guess the Soviet player realized, look, if I can kill the Panzer II, killing the Panzer II is pretty good, but I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm not gonna worry about killing the Panzer II. I'm just gonna push my way out onto the map, make some progress. The only thing I'm gonna send over to the left is this single guard squad, and everybody else is gonna concentrate on getting the rest of the map back. I'm gonna use my mortar in a centralized position to take some stuff out in the center, give me some movement, and then I'll spread out. CoH2 guesses Command Panther. No, you need 12 CPs for Command Panther. We've only got 6, so there's no way the German player is going to wait for that. Green Cat and Meow says King Tiger. Incorrect, but I appreciate the attempt at a joke. Mirth is always a pro. Jesus, the guard's rifle being picked off by that Panzer II, which has also taken captive that poor Soviet infantryman. Oh god. He's been captured by the tank. I didn't know the tank could take prisoners. The main gun's destroyed, and he's jetting out of there with his prisoner. He's taking him back. I love how they demonstrate the main gun is destroyed by having it like burn quietly on fire, as if it's just like I don't think there's anything flammable on that part of the barrel, but that's not stopping the game from pretending like it's like that. Jesus, German player still floating. Floating like a motherfucker. Why are you floating? J for Jet, come into my chat and tell me. Why are you floating? 2 grenades. Oof. And finally finished off with the help of the mortar. So that's bad news for the Germans. That's the last of the machine guns. Soviet player's going to have even more free reign all across this map. And the Soviet player is being really hard scrabble in this game, sending all these infantry out and doing every last bit of damage they can do. German player doing pretty good capping over here, except, oh, I was about to say except outside the capping range. Of course, they're inside the capping range. That one guy behind the thing. Chasing down, trying to get the squad wipe. Going to get the squad wipe, going to get an AT grenade in there. So going to pay for the squad wipe with a snare. And happily enough for the Germans, there's no guards rifle around to capitalize on that. Had there been guards rifle ready to close the trap, that would have been devastating, paying for a conscript squad with a Panzer II, but instead, basically get a conscript squad scot-free. The Sturm Pioneer is going to have to spend some time repairing, so they're not going to be thrilled about that, but it's not so bad if the Panzer II can reverse into this place where they're capping it. They can just do double duty. So anyways, I was going to talk about, at one point, the second mortar got called in, and again, it's just a off-map mortar because we didn't have Tier 2. Whoa, cancels the building Tier 1. Still no teching. God, what a crazy game, and we've got a double Panzer II being built. Triple Panzer. Guys, I can't handle this right now. But so the Soviet player is doing the classic don't build any buildings strat, and the German player is doing the classic triple Panzer, well, Panzer II into triple Panzer II build order. And I can't really deal. My brain has now, that's it for me. I'm checking out. We do have a doctrine chosen by J for Jet. Of course, we have a doctrine chosen for TychoCelchuuu. That was just like 20 minutes ago. Anyways, we have fortuitously a third guard squad called in not too long ago, which is going to be real good against these. I said 3. It's now down to 2 Panzer IIs. I can't really keep track of what the fuck J for Jet is up to. But we'll have to see how these Panzer IIs fare against the Guards Rifle Spam, because there's nothing a Panzer II likes less than Guards Rifle Spam. By the way, if you look at the map, what does it look like? That's right, a blueberry, because it's blue, my friends. It's entirely blue. This has just been a back and forth, punch up, punch down, slug match of a game. The Pancake 5516 says, is this the meta? 3 Panzer II? No, the meta is 4 Panzer II. Try and keep up with the times, guys. Try to keep up with these next level build orders. I think it's late where these players are. It's gotta be the thing. Soviet players got a lot of fuel banked up, which makes sense because the Soviet player has yet to tech. And notice there's no super tank in this doctrine. The only thing you get, the closest you get, is the T-34-85, and you still have to tech up to that. You can't call it from an off-map the way you can call the Panther command tank from an off-map. So at some point we're gonna have to see some teching from the Soviet. This fuel is certainly there. There's a mortar shot for the ages. How many kills do these things have? 5 kills on this thing, 4 kills on this thing, but it's got more vet because it's been shot at more. I hear the Panzer II firing, and here's the Panzer II. Why does it seem like German is just like perpetually building a Panzer II but never getting a Panzer II? Like, why is that the thing that's happening? How long do these take to make? I should be watching the fight. How long do these take to make? Doesn't fucking tell me. Because the production queue is full. Oh god, now it's full again. What is happening? People, he just keeps canceling them. He just keeps canceling. He can't decide. He keeps the queue full of them, but he keeps canceling them. Help. Help, baby Jesus. I've entirely lost my faith in Christ the Savior, thanks to this game. I've gone full-on Neil deGrasse Tyson. 100%. He's an atheist, right? I'm not just making that up. CoH2 says it's like watching the making of a new Tool album, Good joke. Dorksman says he knows we're watching and is just fucking with us. That's quite possible. That's definitely in the cards for J for Jet. Church took no damage from that grenade assault, so I now once again believe in Jesus. We're back to believing. I've been born again so many times that my driver's license has 6 birthdays. Makes it very tough to buy alcohol. Tough to get into bars. Still no teching from the Soviets. Oh, they had to rebuild the combat engineer squad to tech, didn't they? They did, but then they didn't tech. Oof, Mord is doing a number on this house. Now we have 3 walking Stukas queued. I would suggest not paying attention to the production queue at all for the Germans. What does it cost to queue 3 of these? 300 fuel, so that's 330 fuel being floated. Conscripts can now throw Molotovs, so there's some teching for you. To dislodge these Volksgrenadiers, I suppose. And another snare, again without any guards to follow up. Wait. Wait. Wait, I lied. There's guards in the building. There's guards in the building, folks. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. Oh, and they had to get out right before firing the final shot. Or potentially the second to last shot. So that's one reason, I suppose, why they had to get out of the building. It wasn't a sure thing. But there's all the guards in the building. There's guards in the building. It's not a drill, and it's dead. But the first walking Stuka's out. So it happened. The German player stopped trolling with the build queue and potentially accidentally let a Stuka out of the queue. Then I guess because that may have been an accident, decided the bullshit is over and canceled the remaining 2 Stukas. Twitch chat has a number of jokes. One person says the new patch meta is here. Another says a tale of snares and P2s eternally retold. It's a hell of a retreat for those guys. What's going on? What's even going on? If these engineers die, that's going to be curtains for the teching. Again. But they actually killed a Volksgrenadier. Maybe the guards helped. They're getting some good vet. Oh, and here we go. The Panther command tank finally called in. And we got a crush. Yes, I love to see it. We got a showman here, J for Jet, crushing some people with the tank. Panther, not a horrible tank for crushing. The command tank, I think, has some speed. Makes it a good crusher. And the long, skinny... whoop. There's the engineer's dead. I think the long, skinny body is ideal for crushing because when you rotate on your center axis, it gives you a really wide swing in the front and the back, and that's the way you end up crushing people. You catch them when you swing on the center axis, so being long and skinny makes that good. So Panther, not a bad choice for crushing, but of course isn't quite as fast and nimble as some of the other tanks, so it's not perfect. Not perfect indeed. Now we have some engineers being rebuilt by the Soviets, so maybe we're finally going to see some teching. Almost 300 fuel in the bank. Germans now going for another Panzer II, because why the hell not? You haven't seen any vehicles from the Soviets, so as long as you can keep it alive versus the Guards rifle, there's good reason to have the Panzer II. It's a nice little nimble thing to drive all around the map and do some damage, and the four-star Volksgrenadier out there. This mortar is in for a bad time. Called it. Also hit the house. Wow. That's a real nice barrage right there. Not a house, it's a church. It's a house of God. How about that for compromise? Nice mortar shell. Nice mortar shell. Thing's getting very close to death. Very exciting. Can you hear it in my voice? Very exciting. How are there 2? Wow, that didn't even retreat. Balls on the mortar. Balls, my friends. Definite balls. Only 2 people left. This is really precarious. I guess Soviet player knows that there's not any artillery waiting in the wings. That walking Stuka is the only thing that can touch the mortar. So I suppose it's pretty safe until, surprise, motherfucker, it's me, the Panther. So immediately jam on the retreat button, and these guys will button it, maybe? Do you think they'll button it so the conscripts can come in and grenade it? Where are the conscripts? There are the conscripts, there are the conscripts, there are the conscripts. These guys could do it. Where are the guys in the base? Anyways, it's out of there. Panther's too fast. It was too far of a range. Panther does actually have to worry about Guards rifle. It's got a lot of health and a lot of armor, but the thing is, it's got very little anti-infantry power, and all it takes is a conscript snaring it with the engine knockout, which is, again, pretty easy considering the Guards can button it first and the conscripts can come in, and that's all it takes, and then it takes you so long to reverse out of that fight when your engine's damaged that the Guards rifle can really plink away and start whittling down your health, so that's actually a possibility. So you want to keep your Panther at range to prevent that sort of thing. That'll stop the button in the first place, so you can just immediately back out when you get buttoned instead of snared by the conscript coming in while you're buttoned. And we've got some mortars falling on the Panther, so that's good. Fuck, we've lost a man. You think that's bad? Try imagine losing 6 men. Well, that was not a crush. I was hoping. Oh god. That's a Molotov plus a that's the end of Sternpyos. That was a Molotov plus a what is going on here? Oh, that's where the other mortar was. Yikes. But Molotov plus the mortar wipes out the Sternpyos, so that's really, really bad because now the Germans have to upgrade this thing in the base if they want to repair their people. Or buy their Sternpyo squad, obviously. So that's not good. That's bad, because it's chip damage that's going to take out the Panther. Or do we have another walking Stuka being built? No, that's just the building queue, guys. We're supposed to not pay attention to the building queue. That's where the lies live. It belongs to all of us. Classic communists. We have been promoted. Also classic communists. Communists love to promote people. That might be a lie. That might be slander. Well, rest in peace that wall. This is precarious position. Stuka is not yet cooled down, but you're just asking for splash damage from the Panther. Yeah, retreat that. Retreat that motherfucker. And the Guards Rifle realize that they aren't an anti-infantry squad, so they're out, even with the DP-27. What do you get at Vet 3? Great. Just a bunch of words. Just a bunch of words. Let's check in with Twitch chat. What did you all have for dinner? Unfortunately, we won't get instant responses because we are on the Twitch delay, but soon I'll be able to relay what they said. So we have finally some tanking. 1 to 3. Once we're at tier 3, what are we going to get? Are we going to get tier 4? Now that you have to build tier 3 for tier 4. That's what I'd suspect. The Soviet player is sitting on 300 manpower, so it's not like... Or, sorry, 300 fuel, so it's not like the... there's a fuel deficit there. We could go straight up to the T-34s or the SE-100s or whatever the hell. They're called. CoH2 had pizza for dinner. The Pancake 5516 had chicken and rice for dinner. And that was damaging, but not destroying. We can rebuild. The foundations are still strong. Green Cat of Meow had soup and rice and a few pot stickers and maybe some water. In the future. We are losing supplies to the enemy. The hard part will be keeping it. Oh, how little do you know that's true, little conscript. The territory is in our hands. It's a strange Russian accent. Yeah, so we're at a weird part in the game. We're waiting for the Russians to dump their massive amounts of fuel into something, anything, good lord, please. And the German is trying to figure out what to do with Panther, because it's not as much of an anti-infantry tank as you might hope. Despite having 17 kills, the German player is still struggling to get back into this game. Getting some good kills, getting some good damage, but just the attrition from these 2 mortars, plus the large number of Soviet infantry squads spread out all over the map. Oh, we did rebuild the Sturm Pioneers, by the way. Plus the failure of the Panther and the Stukas to wipe any squads is just kind of a big pain in the ass for the Germans, is what I suspect we could label it. How do you say pain in the ass in German? Ach, mein Button. Ach, mein Ass. And that's... Guys, that's what I wanted. I said I wanted it, but now I'm regretting saying it. I kind of feel bad. I feel bad that I asked it. This is just... It's all falling apart, guys. It's all... Everything's collapsing. The Panther rolls in, crushes an entire fucking squad of Guards Rifle, rolls in and blows a mortar apart. Is now in the process of finishing the job by grounding them. That's the end of the mortar. And are the infantry dead over here? I feel like... No, they retreated, so they made it out, but God. Everything's going 0 to German real fast. We even get some vet on the Panther, which gives you blitz. Great. That's great for getting away from that buttoning, if you ever get buttoned. So now the Soviet players have really got to respond. I mean... How do you let that go unanswered. What do you do now that you're down to 2 guard squads? Do you call in a 3rd guard squad? I wouldn't put it beyond the Soviet player, but no, they gotta reinforce. Oh no, good. Tier 4. Mwah. Finally. Brilliant. And a T-34. 85. Good. 85. Good. Not a T-34-76. I was a little worried because you see a 76 come out and it's like, oh, well. They died as they lived at the center of VP. Yeah, but you see a 76 come out versus a Panther. Granted, a Panther command tank, but still a Panther. And you're like, I don't know. I don't think the T-34-76 has a chance in this fight. But an 85, an 85's got some chutzpah behind it. That 85, especially because soon it can be 2 85s, because you look, it's only 130 fuel, so that's more than enough in the reserves once the manpower is built up. 85 can do some damage to a Panther. Maybe on its own, it's got to get lucky to kill it. Maybe on its own, it can't kill it. But, you know, it's no slouch. It's ready to do some damage. And that mortar needed to get some either recrewing or some merging from, or not recrewing, reinforcing or some merging from some conscripts, because now it's dead. And the weapon itself is dead, and it's gonna, whoa, fucking T-34 Tokyo drifting through these grape fields, these grapevines, or whatever the hell they are. They're grapes, right? Are they grapes? Do you think they're grapes? They don't look like grapes. It's fucking barbed wire. What do you grow on barbed wire, folks? Let me know. Some fucking really metal food grows on barbed wire. What's the most metal fruit we can think of, or vegetable? Durian? Durian's kind of metal. It doesn't give a fuck what you think. Jackfruit's kind of metal because it's covered in spikes, but so is durian. So durian, I think, is winning the metal contest. If you can think of a more metal fruit, post in the YouTube comments or in Twitch chat. Anyways, T-34-85 is out on the field. The Panther is presumably apprised of the situation, so it's just getting repaired up to spick and span before, I guess it's probably going to go in to do battle. Where's this going? Wow. Interesting drop pattern. Probably trying to catch some people on the retreat, hoping they would maybe move or something when they heard it. But the guards were safe. These guys in the center were safe also because there were infantry, German infantry there, so I suppose the Russian player knew it couldn't have been falling there. They wouldn't want to kill their own infantry. That was really close, by the way. Those Vet 3 guards were down to a sliver of life. So this is suddenly a really weird fight because the German player has been pushed off entirely just based on this fucking Vet 3 Russian people not knowing when to quit, and then the T-34 rolls in to try and mop up. And somehow this Panther is cowed at the sight of the T-34. It's really scared for reasons unclear to me. The German player, who in all appearances has superiority versus both infantry-wise and vehicle-wise, is being pushed off the map. I suppose because the Volksgrenadiers that everyone's complaining about getting nerfed perhaps have in fact been nerfed. Maybe Volksgrenadiers are actually trash. Are Volksgrenadiers trash? Weigh in now. Kocho SGO says that in Brutal Legend they grow hot rod parts out of trees. I don't think this is in the Brutal Legend universe. I think they're separate IPs. This is in the World War II shared universe IP, which is one of the most profitable video game IPs ever invented. Very inventive sort of shared universe. A lot of companies created. Cutoff is happening. Yeah, so this T-34, I'm really surprised. I thought it and the Panther were going to joust like sort of medieval knights. These guys fucking hit the dirt. Have they always had this? Somebody. I don't know if they've always had that. Have the guards always had that? Anyways, we have two T-34s. The German player sat on his fucking ass way too long and has lost the upper hand, I think, at this point, in terms of armor superiority. He's about to get it back as this T-34 gets itself destroyed. But the Russian player, I guess, is content to use these T-34s just to fight infantry, to avoid the Panther, not going for blood on the Panther. The Panther certainly hasn't gone for blood on the T-34s, and so we have the strange situation of a MG-34 being stolen. But not for long. You But yes, for long, it actually gets out. But it's not retreating, it's capping the center VP. Is that what your job is? Yep, that's what your job is. Yeah, Russian player grabbed that and was like, I'm going to tell you to set up in the center, and if you die, you die, and if you don't, you don't, and they didn't. CoH2 says, nope, new guards hit the dirt. Faster cooldown on weapons sight range, and also 15% received accuracy. Great. So that's new. I feel good that I didn't know what it was, because I feel okay for not knowing what it was, because it's new. It's brand new. And I don't know how the Soviet player is still in this, but that Panther just got a big ol' limp dick when the T-34-85 showed up, and the German player window of opportunity is rapidly shutting. It's going to catch the Germans' fingers in that window as it shuts, because we have a third T-34 basically about to hit the field as this thing has self-repair. Right, that's what you get on this. That's passive? It's fucking passive? Jesus, that is really impressive. I'm going to start using this doctrine, because I am basically jizzing my pants at the idea of passive self-repair. That is the most convenient thing in the entire world. You just leave your vehicles alone, and they heal themselves like Wolverine. You don't have to move them anywhere. You don't have to right-click on them. You don't have to press a button. You don't have to disable combat. That's amazing. That's amazing, guys. That's amazing. Do you know how amazing that is? That's amazing. But still, he chickens out and repairs. Great. Okay, so we have 3 of these now. They're not full health, but the Russian player is doing what the German player never was able to do, which is seize the moment, read the field of battle, and be like, we're going in. German players about to get caught with his pants down. Obersoldaten immediately down to 2 people being focused. Oh wait, this is a 76. It's not 3 T-34s, it's 2.5 T-34s, more or less. But almost loses a Vet 5. Oh, could lose a Vet 5. Folks, they're rotating very slowly. That may be a hidden nerf. Not a nerf, because it's not like they had the ability before, but a hidden bad thing in the ability. If you can't actually rotate to fire at people, that would be an interesting mechanic for infantry, which I feel like have had effectively unlimited rotation speed in Company of Heroes before this, but that's perhaps a new mechanic. Maybe it's always worked like that for Hit the Dirt, I don't really know. But that may have cost them the kill on that retreating Storm Pioneer squad. Or Fox-Raider squad. Where the fuck are these tanks? Okay, well, I said he sees the moment, he didn't actually. He tried, and then he was like, this hurts. This hurts. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'd like to see one of these players get bold and go for the kill. At this point, it's got to be the Russian. The German player would be insane to try and do that. He's got 1 Panther. You can't go for the kill against 2 T-34-85s. The 76, which perhaps exists simply to ram. I clicked on the wrong thing. Perhaps exists... Nope. There we go. Perhaps exists simply to ram. Is that your lot in life, T-34-76? Is your job simply to smash straight into the Panther and then fuck off? CoH2 says, when hitting the dirt, infantry units have facing properties like support weapons. Interesting. Although I guess it's technically not hitting the dirt for the guards rifle. It's called hitting the dirt. Fuck me. These guys should hit the dirt. No, they can't. They need PPSHs for that. You don't get PPSHs with this. It's all strange. Whoa. Whoa, I don't know about hopping in the building. You're about to get grenaded. Calling it now. Calling it now. Up. Whoa. Retreat? Guys, I don't understand anymore. Nothing makes sense. Life is pain. You know what else is pain? 3 T-34s shooting at you. But not for long, because the Panther is finally here to... What? Is that 30 kills? 30 plus 2 friendlies. So the T-34s have just realized that there's no reason to be running away. Or have they? They're going over here. I mean, fine. Kill that squad. That's a good use. That's what the Russians have been doing with the T-34s the entire time. When that first T-34-85 was out, it was a really good move to do what the Russian player is now doing, which is use it as anti-infantry. Lucky people in between the 2 rockets falling from the Stuka. It was really good to use it like this, because that way you avoid the Panther, avoid getting in a fight you can't win. Now that the Russian has 3 T-34s, I guess they're like, you know, you don't stop what works. You keep doing the plan. Stick to the plan. Stick to the prod. The prod and non-lethal takedown is always the most silent takedown. Old men ruling the world. There we go. There we go. Guys, don't hit the dirt. Never hit the dirt. For those keeping score at home, we are now up to 40 kills. Recently it was at 30 kills. We're now immediately at 40 kills. And that's the second guard squad it has fucking murked just by driving over them. Guys, this is insane. The Panther is marked, and there's 4 T-34s on the field. But, Jesus, what is this game? What is this game? It's finally happening. Okay, it's finally happening. The tanks. The tanks. You're gonna be in a corner. It's finally happening. That conscript squad is dead. What is it? You don't stop to shoot the stern piles. What the fuck is wrong with you? Kill the Panther. You marked the target. You have 18 seconds left. What is going on? What is this? What is this? Turn around. Kill the fucking tank who's shoving shells up your ass before it gets away. What is going on? Oh my god. Whoa. 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 My wife. Oh. Guys, it's happening. Everything's happening. Mere words cannot contain the multitudinous occurrences that my eyes have borne witness to. Jesus motherfucking Christ. Where is this T-34? It's off. No, where is this T-30? Where is this T-30? Oh my god. Ugh, my god. My god, the Panther is still poking around. It's killing this thing with its top machine gun. Alright, well, 1 down, 3 to go. This Russian player is just obsessed with killing infantry with these T-34s. There is some sort of unwritten rule that you do not attack the Panther. Okay, down to 2. Oh, we're ramming, the engine's hit, and you're fucked. Button, the fucking, it's blitzing, it's buttoned, it's not buttoned, they're not buttoning, they're trying to AT grenade the fucking, holy shit. Guys, look at there's 4 squads now this guards have just been called in. There were 3 squads before that. They all died, and all the German squads died too. The Panzer II is fine. The Panzer II was just a base the whole time. Oh god. I don't know. We're 41 minutes in, and I have no clue who's gonna win. Wow, that's a place for a Molotov. Oh, I'm fading fast. This is insane. This is insane. Yeah, we basically hit the reset button on this game. I mean, these 2 T-34s, I guess, will repair themselves. Do they repair engine damage themselves? Do you think so? Oh, I guess you got to toggle it. Disables movement weapons. Okay, that's not as cool as I was thinking, but it's still extremely cruel. Okay, so 75 VPs for the Russians, so maybe the Russians lose. Right now, my suspicion is that the Russians lose, because we are 200 manpower away from one more of these things. Oh, but you can only have one at a time. What the fuck am I talking about, obviously? It's like a King Tiger. But it's more of a Queen Panther. Or Prince Panther. That's good, it's alliterative. Hello, I am Prince Panther. Somehow the Stuga's fuse died. It's dead here. The T-34s hunted it down and destroyed him, like the Jedi. And that's what happens when you drive up Panzer II to a Vet 3 Guards rifle. That time the Soviet player realized, wait, I've hit the dirt, a Panther's coming, I know how this ends, and he hit the retreat button. Thankfully, I don't think my Psyche could take one more of those. And again, the T-34s are just like, look, okay, 2 of us died, we don't care, we're just doing our thing, we're going to fight infantry. There's another one. Surprise, there's 3 of us. What is this game? A mere 50 points remain before our defeat. Yeah, Soviet players gotta get on that shit. What is this, the MG34 you stole long ago? No kills. They're moving out when they're not yet fully reinforced. That's how you know we've got desperation. No, actually, they are at 6. They're not at 6. A lot of T-30. They literally do not care about the Panther. I think we've got some psychological warfare going on. The German player has brainwashed the Soviet player into not realizing there's a Panther in the field. That explains why the Panther has been able to crush so many squads. The Soviet player doesn't see it coming. The squads just disappear. And explains why the Soviet player has never once, I believe never once, tried to use these tanks to take out the Panther. The Soviet player literally does not know the Panther is there. He's been hypnotized to be unaware of the presence of the Panther. Oof, assault grenades in a building. That's bad news bears, if you know what I mean. And I mean, it's bad news bears. There's no metaphor there. Why does he chase infantry like that, says CNA? Good question. I mean, to be honest, it's not paying off. He's killed a lot of infantry, and it's gotten him map control all the time. Right now he's not got the VPs, so he needs the VPs, but yeah, you'd think he'd go for the Panther at some point. Like, come on, it's Vet 3 now. What does it get at Vet 3? Vehicle mobility, rate of fire, commando improves rate of fire, does not apply to Panther. Cool. Yeah, why? I mean, look, I answered it. Brainwash. It's very simple. Sturm Pioneer is getting fucking owned by guards rifle who are somehow simultaneously shooting at the tank, it seemed like. Like, look, the T-34s do own infantry. Like, nobody's gonna argue they're not good at that. Like, the Panther, its forte is not killing infantry. It is up to 45 there, but it's sort of reluctantly an infantry killer. The T-34s are born and bred infantry killers. They'll shoot anything. They'll shoot tanks, they'll shoot infantry. Those guys don't give a fuck. They're behind the 7-Eleven shooting up heroin even. Green Cat of Meow says, let's go, Jay. Execute Order 66. CNED says he has good micro with it, despite charging ass first earlier. Yeah, the Panther. Green Cat of Meow says, eliminate the T-34s. CNED says, roll those T-34s up to the Panther, box it in, kill it, easy game. Yeah, back when you had 4 T-34s, you could have just charged it with the 76 and blown it up with the 85. I don't know. Maybe... So the hypnosis is currently the working hypothesis. If it's not the hypnosis, maybe the Soviet player is just constantly worried that at some point the OKW is going to have cloaked Rakettenwerfers just waiting around, and that, of course, things can go south real fast. So that is a worry, right? They can be cloaked. You can't know they're there until they open up and destroy your T-34s. But I mean, frankly, the Panther was fucking here. It was here. Like, if you're not safe attacking it there, you might as well just quit the game. And now there's 2 Panthers, so this may be the critical mass at which point the T-34s are not able to deal with this shit. Belated rotation, getting the front armor, not enough. Panther's out of there. Second Panther tag team is in, and Russian player may have just lost. You let the German player get a second Panther out, and that may be the end. CNA says that Panther living is a good argument for the partisan commander. He could have bitch sniped it. Does the partisan commander come with T-3485s? Because the T-3485s are the thing keeping the Russian in the game in the first place. They're allowed the Russian to sort of fight, at least in theory fight. He didn't actually fight the Panther, but in theory fight the Panther without having to get a doctrine with a super tank or something. He just takes up to tier 4 and starts pumping out those T-34s. See, look, the Russian just loves using T-34s to shoot infantry. Some sort of fetish. Time to show some cock indeed. In this case, cock is T-34s and show is kill infantry with. I think it just ends by VP bleed? I don't know, the German... the fucking infantry have been getting owned by the T-34s so much that the Germans gotta spend all their manpower reinforcing these Volksradio squads, I guess. And then trying to cap the VPs, but it's hard. It's hard. There's an MG-34 with 6 people. What are the Volksradios gonna do against that? Sweet fuck all. I don't care how much vet you have. There's 6 people. You're not gonna kill that. You're not even gonna touch it. You can't even gaze upon it. Fucking getting emails on my telephone. Shut up. Don't care. There's important things afoot. Oh, look, 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 it's another T-3485. That showed up quick. Sort of teleported right here. I feel like usually it takes a little longer to come from off map. Shows what I know. This game is long. Where's the mine? This is the first indication I've seen from the Russian player that they may understand there are Panthers involved in this game. But for all we know, those mines are set up to kill infantry, so it's still possible that the German victory here relies on the brainwashing. Oof. So MG34 down, but also there's conscript failure, so it doesn't matter. But they're not going to pick it up yet. First they need the VP, because we're down to 28. But there's no bleed yet. But there's about to be bleed. So many things to keep track of. J for Jet says, I hate this game. I totally get it. That's what you get for queuing up 6 Panzer IIs, canceling all of them, queuing up 6 Walking Stukas, canceling all of them, and then not using your Panther. I hate all the blobbing. I hate all the guards. I hate all the cons. I hate 120mm. J is full of hate. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm full of hate too at about this point. It's crazy. It's insane. I deserved it for fucking around. Yep, that's what you get, J for Jet. You fuck around, and 20 minutes later, it's 50 minutes in, and you finally have 2 Panthers, but your opponent still has just enough T-34s that you can't just right-click on the opponent and kill him. So you have to very painfully walk into the jaws of potential defeat and potential victory. Yeah, these T-34s are really not holding up well against the Panthers now that they've allowed the command tank to make it up to 3 vet. The Panther is now up to 1 vet. Oh no, not 3 vet, 4 vet. Doesn't really matter, because this other Panther is sticking so close. Oof, look at that penetration. Look at that penetration. I gotta say the Russian player, I think my hypothesis that they've been hypnotized into not knowing Panthers here has got to explain everything, because they've been showing the T-34's butt to the Panthers quite often in this game. Been pretty good with the micro aside from that, but when it comes to fighting those Panthers, just doing a really bad job, and that may spell the doom of the Russians. Some people in chat talking about some stuff. Is this still the dominant Soviet commander for ones, though? I don't know. I wasn't aware this was the dominant Soviet commander. Makes sense. Here's the Su-85. I called this an Su-100 earlier. Hopefully everyone's forgotten that part of the shoutcast, because they're in a fugue state like I am. But if they haven't, I take it back. I take it all back. I've been screwing that up since Company Heroes 2 came out, I feel like. The Su-100 is a thing. Somebody says, is audio distinct for others? So sometimes when the game has been going on for like 600 hours, you might need to refresh your Twitch feed, because the audio gets distinct. Aishalist says the audio is fine for me. How many T-34s has this guy lost? I feel like it's only like 3 or 4. I think it's actually fewer than it seems like. Oh, it's the surprise reveal of the Su-85. It's doing some good damage, but the T-34s are fucking nowhere to be seen. What is going on? The brainwashing has slightly worn off. The tank destroyer is able to see. Oh no, the brainwashing has entirely worn off. This is bad news bears for the Germans. Your opponent has no longer forgotten that your Panther exists. Your Panther no longer exists! It was Vet 4, and it's now Vet no more. Let me redo that line. It was Vet 4, and now it's no more. Much, much better. And, oh, that's the end of this one, too. Mark my words. This thing's fucked. I'm surprised it's... Oh, it is buttoned. It is buttoned. It's fucked. It's fucked. Oh, but this is a last grasp to get the VPs? I think this just ran over a guy. I think the T-34 just ran over a folks right here. Guys, my heart can't take this. I'm having a stroke. This is insane. This is insane. He could have done this way earlier, says CNN. Yeah, exactly. Said that 100 times. Loses a T-34 for his troubles. I think a T-34-85 plus an Su-85 should have no trouble taking on, except unless you shoot the fucking infantry. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop doing that. What is wrong with you? What has gotten into your tiny Russian head? What is going on? Don't show your fucking ass to the Panzer IV. What are you doing? What is wrong? Okay, well, clutch shot from the Su-85 saves the day. I don't think they have a Faust. They already used the Faust, so the T-34 survives. That's the end of those folks. Guys, Jay says, I'm sorry for doing this to you guys. Next time I'll play it out seriously. Yeah, well, there's your lesson. You clown, you get owned. And play back over, yeah. Wow. Snatching... Oh, whoa, no, he won. The VPs. I thought the German quit, but he won. Wow, okay. No more talking. Nobody is watching this anymore on YouTube because it's fucking hour long, and that is insane. I recommend rewinding 54 minutes and watching the whole thing again because that was amazing, but also crazy. The lesson here is don't queue up for Panzer IIs. Also, when you have a shit ton of T-34s, fucking right-click their Panther and kill it. Killing infantry is only going to get you good stuff for so long. And VPs. They matter, folks.